Hello, we're going to do some predictions for market leading coins at the top of the bull run. And we're going to exclude Bitcoin and Ethereum. Everyone knows about those two. Yes, they're market leaders, but we're going to predict on other altcoins because you know why? Because it's just more exciting. This time we're going to start with gaming. I know it was IMX last time, but this time it's going to be GFAL. Why is it not IMX? Well, there was that whole thing with the Ethereum layer 2s. And IMX, unfortunately, is an Ethereum layer 2, so we're going to hold off on IMX for a while. But GFAL is 2.4 cents right now. By the way, GFAL is games for a living, and they are actually focusing some on the mobile market in gaming, which I really like. So GFAL is 2.4 cents. I think it can get to $1. At $1, it would actually be 1.02 billion market cap at the top of the bull run. Right now, or would be 10 billion fully diluted. I don't think that's an insane number for the top of the market cap because 10 billion fully diluted would probably not even be top 20 at the top of the bull run. Maybe like barely top 20. I think in an optimistic scenario with some really good mobile games, GFAL could actually reach $1. Obviously, if it reaches like 30, 40, 50 cents, I would definitely consider selling at this point. The one downside about GFAL is only about 10% of the supply is actually out. So there will be a lot of dilution going on with GFAL. So you got to be careful about that. But they do have a lot of games on tap. And because they have a lot of games on tap, I'm generally fairly bullish about them. And they are targeting the mobile market. They're not like a lot of the other games like, oh, we're going to make a giant AAA game for the retail PC laptop market. And that's what we're going to do. See, that's dumb because like you have heavy competition and you're targeting an audience that's basically adverse to microtransactions, which crypto depends on. Going into the mobile market, you're targeting an audience that is much more susceptible to what you're actually selling. So GFAL, I think, is doing it the right way. Let's go to XRP next. Obviously, the leader in cross-border transfers. And of course, it's better than XLM. I don't understand the XRP is for banks, XLM for retail. Doesn't make any sense at all because the only people that are actually using XRP right now are the retail investors, are the retail people, and that's probably the way it's going to stay for a long, long time if it's ever going to change at all. So XRP right now, about 48 cents. I predict it's going to be 5.89, not 5.89. That's not even going to that's not going to happen. Not $10,000. That whole thing about it's designed to be $10,000, utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. Basically just hype. Random dude online said $10,000, like no basis for it. Yeah, whatever. $5.89. Now, this is if XLS30 actually becomes successful and they do get a decent amount of lock-in in terms of DeFi. If they don't get it, don't think it's going to break $5 at all or even get close to that because in this world, to actually get real value in the next bull run, you need DeFis and you need on-chain development. Without smart contracts, without the AMM, you're not going to get any of that or any liquidity pools on XRP, and therefore it might not even break its last all-time high if it doesn't get that. But with XLS30 coming, $5.89. Next, we move on to Cardano, and I think 750 is a good guess for Cardano, somewhere between $5 and $10. I've seen this for a long time. It reached over $3 in the last bull run. And remember, the supply of Cardano is less than XRP, so obviously the supply and demand equation is a little bit different. And the thing is, Cardano already has a small TVL, it already has some DeFi, it has an NFT platform and marketplace, and a lot of these other options that actually bring value to the coin. Now, it obviously needs to expand on those options. It can't just rest on its laurels right now. There's not too many laurels right now anyways. But I do think it can go like 15x, maybe a little bit more. And that's why I put 750 as a top price for the bull run. It might only go to $5 or $6. And the thing is, like, anytime it goes above 5, that's obviously a very good time to sell. Even if it just makes the last all-time high, that's actually a time that you could look at selling and cashing in some profit. You don't want to wait till 750 exactly, obviously. That's a bad idea to just have one cash out. Should tier it out, obviously. But 750, I think, would be the top. I don't think it's going to quite reach $10. I mean, I know a lot of the Cardano maxis think it's going to take over everything because it's like really decentralized, which is true, and it has Hydra and everything. But the thing is, like, centralization, decentralization, I don't think is going to be center stage in this bull run. I think it's going to really be other things. And Cardano will have the TVL and the DeFi to actually compete with others, but it won't completely dominate everything. I like Cardano. I think it's a lot of headway, but I think like those, double-digit predictions are a little too much. Solana. I'm not a huge fan of Solana, but I'm going to say $200. Why Solana? I mean, they are making some partnerships. Now, let's remember, SBF was the major pumper behind Solana in the last bull run, so I don't think it'll have quite the pump it did last bull run. I'm still saying about $200 because I do see, like, if you've actually used Solana, the UI UX is way better than the other chains, and that does actually matter. Solana also has a DeFi, although most of that DeFi was proven to be like two guys, basically. So I think that got kind of hurt. And of course, Solana's multiple shutdowns over the past years definitely hurt its reputation. But I still think like it can reach about in that $200 area because there will be other VCs besides SBF that pump it. I don't think they can actually replace SBF as a pumper. He was just too big in the game, pumper in the game, to actually be replaced. But I do actually think Solana has the potential to get to about $200. Based on its UI, I still think people are going to be using it, and there are actually more projects beyond Solana, even though it has gone down multiple times. I don't think it actually has gone down since like January or February of this year. So they're improving on we almost up for a whole year without going down. I know that's usually not much to celebrate for most chains, but for Solana, it's an important milestone that they haven't gone down in 12 months. And I think that will actually boost them. DOT, I'm a little bit more conservative about. I mean, it's obviously the leader in parachains. You could make an argument for Cosmos here as well. They both have really high staking rewards, but they also don't really capture the value on chain of their parachains. The parachains, I think, have a lot more potential than DOT or Cosmos themselves. So I'm only going to say $60 for DOT. I mean, that's still over a 10x from where it is right now. And I think the overall lifting of Bitcoin will like basically lift everyone up. But I don't really know if DOT's going to capture the value that a lot of DOT investors hope that it actually catches. If you really want value from the DOT ecosystem, I would definitely look at things like A-Star, maybe like Moonriver, Moonbeam. And as for Kusama, I probably wouldn't invest in Kusama right now because I think DOT 2.0 is supposed to like basically make DOT available to all parachains that want to be on DOT. So I'm not really sure what the purpose of Kusama is if that actually happens. Next, we're going to go to RWAs, or real world asset tokenization, in case you guys didn't know. And we're going to look at Centrifuge. It's 30 cents right now. I believe it can go to $10. 30 cents right now, the fully diluted market cap is 139 million. If it went to $10, it's about 30x. You're looking at about a $4 billion market cap. I think if it goes well and it becomes one of the dominant RWA chains, I do believe it can actually get to about $4 or $5 billion. Like I said, probably not even top 20, maybe even not top 30 in the bull run. So it's not like we're stacking it in the top 10, We're expecting it to maybe break into the top 50 in the bull run at that price. And I think that's actually viable for something like Centrifuge. RWA is eventually going to develop into a multi-billion-dollar business. I mean, I just don't really know like how big, and I don't know how much Centrifuge is going to take up. But that FOMO during the bull run, I definitely think can bring it to about $10. And then we're going to go to another one that does CCIP and also RWAs, positioned very well, and that's Chainlink. I'm going to be a little conservative and say Chainlink $100. Now, the thing is, it's positioned well to take over the DeFi market via oracles, and it's also positioned very well to take the RWA market via oracles as well. So Chainlink has its hands on everything. A lot of projects are going to use Chainlink as the price pinger. Yes, there is like Ban, Teller, and other oracles, but let's be honest, no one actually uses those. They basically use Chainlink, and if they don't use Chainlink, they use Chainlink as a backup to their own oracles. So the use case is definitely there for Chainlink, and I think that will actually prop it up to about $100. Remember, the high for Chainlink is about $50, and I do think it will break that high because there's more and more other projects actually using Chainlink or Link. Once again, Hbar, in terms of just like industrial utility, about $1. I think they are working on the permissioned and permissionless nodes. They already have like 500 TPS, sometimes spiking to over 1,000 TPS for an extended amount of time. So they do have a lot of adoption, although I don't think that will affect price any in the next bull run. It should help with the FOMO. So Hbar should be able to get to $1. Next, we're going to go on to VeChain, one of our favorites, obviously. VeChain, I'm going to say $1 as well. I know some of you may not agree with that, but like 75 cents to $1, I think it's good. They have the beginnings of DeFi, although they need to really, really spruce up their DeFi. They need more like developer funds to help develop the ecosystem. They have partnerships, but like I said, for other projects, I don't think partnerships actually move the price all that much. There's not as much hype around those partnerships as some of the other partnerships, obviously. But like they are operational, and hopefully they can actually get some notice in the next bull run. I do think their listing on Coinbase really, really does help them. It gives them a lot of liquidity. And the liquidity will definitely help the VeChain ecosystem, but they do need more developer funds to actually develop on the VeChain ecosystem. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.